the last thing I want to talk to you guys about is burping. And I won't spend too much time on it because there's not a whole lot to it. You just need to understand that the gassiness and the need to burp and the fussiness or the crying that comes from being gassy comes from the fact that baby is sucking in air bubbles when he's at the breast, invariably. And of course, I mean, they have an immature esophagus, immature, throat sphincters, and but they're also sucking in these air bubbles, and it's causing them discomfort, and they don't understand it, so they cry. Um, it's crazy because my whole life I grew up thinking there was only one way to burp a baby because it's the same thing you saw everyone else doing, and grew up thinking that was how you burped a baby. And you watch TV and movies, everybody's just patting the baby on the back, ba 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 ba, smacking, slapping the baby on the back. And sometimes you're out and about and you see people kind of smacking their baby a little hard on the back, and you're wondering how it feels for a newborn or a young infant. I'm here to tell you there's a better way, and I think you ought to give it a shot and see how it works for you. I mean, I didn't make this up. I learned it in one of the books. It might have been the Baby Whisperer book, might have been more than one of the books, but here's what I did. I would have my son on my lap, just like sitting on my legs, facing this way, imagine. So he's parked on my leg and he's facing this way, and I have my hand under his chin to support his head, because you may already know, but it's very, very important to always support and cradle a newborn's head, because their heads are so big and heavy relative to the rest of their body and the strength of their neck muscles that it could be dangerous not to provide support for their head. In fact, that's the reason why you should never shake a baby, because you can cause brain damage from the whiplash effect on their brain stem from the shaking, because their neck muscles are not strong enough to support that big head. So I would have my son on my legs, in my lap, with my hand under his chin to support his head, and he's facing that way. And then I would just gently rub, or even firmly, but not smacking, just rub circles on his lower back on his left side. So it would be right here for me, in the back. That's where your stomach is. Obviously, it's an internal organ, but that's where it is. It's kind of on your back side, on the left side. And it worked like a charm. Every time in my life, I got a nice, good, juicy burp. It never failed. And I never, ever had to smack my son on the back. Is he going to be traumatized if you do it that way? No. But, humans have been doing it that way for so long. And, obviously we get burps most of the time or all the time doing it that way. But you don't need to. If you just rub nice circular motion, as firmly as you need to, right kind of on the small of his back on the left side where the stomach is, I think you're going to get a burp every time.